Hello, viewers. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to prepare you for your EB2-NIW or EB1A Green Card interview. All right. If this resonates with you, if you're thinking of attending an interview for the evaluation of your EB2-NIW or EB1A application, please watch this video to the end. Come back to my green card story. And of course, we talk about everything EB2, NIW, and EB1A on this channel. Thank you, our viewers. 2025 is almost running to an end, and you've stuck with us all through the year. We are so grateful. Thank you for coming back for this video. Like I said, today we're going to prepare our viewers for the interview. So the interview just for you USCIS to even determine if your I-140 step of EB2-NIW or EB1A is going to be approved, has now been part of the process. Interview has now been part of the process. Okay. So you are going to get interviewed at a point, any point, just because of, I feel like it's President Trump's administration, but you might be called for an interview for the I-140 application process, or you might be called for an interview for your I-485 process. With me, of course, is Dr. Bobola, and my name is Olanike. So, Dr. Bobola, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Okay, beautiful. So, what is it with the interviews? Why are we getting more requests for interviews at the EB2 or EB1A application process, whichever part of it?
Okay, I think I'll say before to 2020 or maybe before 2018. I I I, I think people that file for green card under employment-based green card were not interviewed, or they were hardly interviewed. But after 2018, they started scheduling employment-based petitioner or beneficiary for interview.
For interviews, okay.
Then of recent, as of 2025, I think almost everyone had to show for an interview before they get their green card. I don't know anyone that's gotten his or green card of recently without going through an interview. So I
Okay,
think
so initially I thought it was a random thing, like they'll just handpick those that go for interview. Or if they feel like there is something they need clarification on your application form, maybe I-485 form or your I-140 form, or just the whole process. If they need clarity on something, they'll call you for an interview. But like you said, that's not been the case. Most people are being summoned for interview these days. So when we are preparing for these interviews, what should we what should we make sure of? What should we be certain that we have in place? What's the first thing we should get ready?
number one, obviously, USS will have sent you a hard copy of the request for interview. So make sure you take that letter along with you when you are going for your interview. Then in terms of preparation, number one, make sure that you go through your form I-485. That's your adjustment of status form.
Okay.
Read all the questions and make sure that you at least memorize or familiarize yourself with your response to each of the questions. So, for example, there's a bunch of, I think, about 75 questions, yes and no questions, in the form itself, the form I-485. Make sure that you read through those questions and know which one you answer yes to and one you answer no to. Because I've discovered that during interview, the US officer will actually ask you some of those questions again. like, oh, have you ever committed a crime? Have you ever been arrested? Now, one of those questions says, oh, have you ever received any citation? So I think, yeah, it's worded in that way. So if you have ever gotten a traffic ticket, so let's say you ran through the red light and they sent you a ticket to your house, or or a police officer pulled you over and gave you a ticket because you were speeding at 75 miles per hour in a road that has been designated as 60 miles per hour. Make sure that you actually tell the US officer, because they're actually saying it on their system. So if you say no, they're going to raise it up if they're going to bring it up if you do not or bring it up. Then shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Then number two, make sure that you take the original copy of your immigration document. You want to establish that you enter the US legally and you have remained legal. So, for example, your international passport page, both your international passport, both the old and new one. Make sure that your visas are still in your passport. Make sure that you print your form I-94 that shows your travel history. If you have ever been a student on F1, obviously your I-20, you want to at least take the original copy. And that thing that you need to take along, especially if you are married, is evidence that you are married. Now, say for people that are married, though, if you have children, those are your that's one of your evidence. Surely if they are young, make sure that they follow you so that at least they will see the resemblance.
The output of the
Then
unions.
yeah, then take your marriage certificate, take your pictures, your wedding pictures. Then if you live in an apartment with your spouse or you have bought a house, make sure that you take along the lease that shows that both you and your spouse are both signed both signed that lease, or if you have a house, at least is it a mortgage or that shows that both of you sign the document for the house. And obviously take your wedding certificate. Then if there's any other bill, like maybe utility bill that both of you pay together, take that along with you. Okay.
Beautiful.
I think that there's still one or two things that I didn't address. But I think
we'll see.
Then take any original document of the original document of any document that you attach as supporting document for your form I-485.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. I see that you focused a little bit more on I-485 forms, but I just want I want our viewers to also take note that this applies to those that are summoned for interview and their I-140 has not even been approved, because we are seeing that as well, right? So if that's your own situation, your I-140 is still being reviewed, but you've been summoned for interview, make sure you take all of those documents with you. All right, make sure that all your originals for your evidence, for your I-140 application is going with you for that. They are going with you for that interview. And of course, everything you filled in your I-140 or your ETA 9089, you are able to defend everything. Okay. Don't be caught unawares about anything that you personally or you filled with your own hands in those forms. So, of course, you've addressed everything I wanted to question you about, showing that you're legal in the US, you're not, you've not gone against any immigration law, or just, being a bona fide non-immigrant, if there's something like that. you being a law-abiding non-immigrant all along. So yeah, you need to show that even more than ever. This time we are going through a lot of things, and people are being, cut away at the point of going for their court hearings or court cases. They are being taken away. So you want to go with everything you can use to show that you you are law abiding and you deserve to be where you are, in this your petition stage. So my last question for you on this one is, what will we do, going in for an interview that might make this whole thing turn around against us? What are some things that, I know you've listed the things that we should definitely do? What are the things that if we don't do, or if we do, would turn against us to make this whole thing maybe not go well?
I think number one thing is, if you have not maintained continuous legal status.
So in that case,
That
shouldn't you
might be a
just go
problem.
for the interview? Just don't miss the interview. Yeah, because
No,
I wanted to ask a question about attendance. Of course, make sure you're prompt, you go on time, you go the day they give you. There might not be any available dates in the nearest future and things like that. But in a case whereby you know that, I think this thing is a trap, should you still show up?
I think for most people it's not a trap. So this I will say. For example, if you know you're already out of status, so let's say you have been in the US since 2015 and you don't have any legal status, there's no point filing for EB2-NIW or EB1A in the first place, because I don't know how you're going to adjust your status.
Status from no status.
I think if you fall in that category, consult a lawyer. Don't do anything all by
Thank
yourself.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. Consult a
The-
lawyer, let them know how they can, use some clauses or just something to go around with you. Don't go in by yourself blindly, or don't make a decision on your own. Okay. Sorry to cut you short. You were going
then
to
number
say.
two, so if you are invited for an interview, make sure that you show up. Don't wake up that day and say, I don't feel like going out, or I'm busy, I need to go do something. Or you say, oh, I'm busy, I don't feel like going for my USS interview. Try and show up, because if you don't show up, they can probably just deny your petition because you did not show up and you didn't indicate that you wanted to postpone
Your interview.
the interview. Okay.
Yes. I think that's a good point you've raised. Don't consult a lawyer after you've messed up things beyond repair. Don't decide not to show up, then start looking for a lawyer or something that would help you. So at some point, there is just maybe nothing to do about it. All right. I think we are ready to go in for those interviews, and we wish you all the best from my green card story. We always do. If you have any question that you think is within the confines of the things that are discussed in this video, not for your lawyer, okay? Not questions for an attorney, all right? Please use our email, use our social media platform to ask your questions. And we are going to always, like every week, treat questions in our inbox. So please put your questions down in this video and contact us, connect with us if you're preparing for an interview. And of course, please share this video with your loved ones. Till next time, we want to thank you for always showing up for us and for watching our videos. And please take care out there. Bye.
Bye.